Right, a very close game there. Sunny Gavaskar next to me. Sunny, first we'll start with the Bangladesh team. And this is something that we spoke about, that India will play Bangladesh in the quarterfinals. And you said they shouldn't take Bangladesh lightly. This is another proof of that?
Absolutely. I think the way they fought right till the end, they had New Zealand in trouble. And it was only towards the end that because they didn't have 5 regular bowlers because of injuries, that they actually suffered. If they had their regular bowlers, who knows, they could have surprised New Zealand. But mind you, in cricket you can't really have ifs and buts. The fact of the matter is their batting is looking very, very good. Mahmudullah, second consecutive 100 in World Cup. Saqib didn't get too many runs, but he got it more than 100. The strike rate is more than 100. Mushfiqur again, very, very impressive in his brief innings. So they certainly are looking good, pretty good as far as batting is concerned. And bowling wise, their spinners, they'll slow it down. And that's not going to be easy because the Melbourne boundaries are big. So if the Indian batsmen are also looking to taunt them, it's not going to be easy. So I think India will do very, very well not to take Bangladesh lightly.
Okay, if you were a part of this current Indian setup, how would you take this result? Because had Bangladesh won this game, India would have played Sri Lanka and Sydney. Between the two games, what do you think the Indian team would have preferred?
Well, I think obviously they'll prefer Bangladesh because they have a very good record against Bangladesh, and against Sri Lanka also. Recently they have beaten Sri Lanka in India in all the 5 games that they played. So yes, they would take a lot of confidence from that. But the fact of the matter is that this is a different country. The pitches will be different, the boundaries are different, and both Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, they are in tremendous form. Sri Lanka has chased massive totals. They put up some big totals as well. So either of them would have been difficult. This quarterfinal is not going to be easy. Once you come to the knockouts, all the teams know that there is no next match. That if you don't do well today, you're out. And that sometimes can add to the pressure. In a league stage, you know that, okay, you don't do well, there is the next match. But with that next match, we can make up in that. In the knockout, it's not the case. And in the knockouts, the luck of the day can make a difference as well.
Okay, 2 things that we learned from that Bangladesh game. Like you said, one, that Bangladesh can be dangerous. The other, that New Zealand, that were looking invincible up until now, there are some weaknesses there. One, we saw Bangladesh score about 280, so you can score run against that bowling lineup. The other, if you put the batting order in pressure, you can see a game like that.
Of course. What is a big plus as far as New Zealand is concerned has been its all-round strength in terms of the bowling. They've got a good new ball attack. Daniel Vettori is bowling some good spin. So they have a very balanced attack. They also bat deep down. So you have somebody like a Daniel Vettori who's got test hundreds, and he played a very good innings today to take New Zealand over the line. So you actually have players over there who've got the experience, and I think that's also been the key, because it's not just a raw team; it's a team which is experienced. But yes, the fact that Bangladesh ran them close, because not too many people rate Bangladesh because of their earlier record. On current record, not too many people take Bangladesh lightly either. So there are weaknesses that each team has, but perhaps this match has shown it a little more prominently than earlier.
Right, talking about India versus Zimbabwe, Sunny Gavaskar with us. Anyway, this particular ground, there is a catch-22 situation here. I'm trying to understand it. If you could throw some light on that. It is a smaller ground, so you'd expect a big score. But up until now, the games that we've seen, the bowlers have dominated. What can a fan expect in the game that's coming up?
Well, I think there will probably be a lot more sixes that will be hit because of the smaller boundary. The straight boundaries are very, very small. They've changed the pitch. The pitch earlier on used to be a little parallel to the to one side. Now they've done with Old Trafford. They've completely changed the pitch from making it from east to west. They made it north to south. So the straight boundaries are maybe shorter than they were earlier. But the side boundaries have become just that. A little bit bigger, but not big, because it's a rugby ground, and although they have redeveloped it and tried to expand the ground, I don't think it has expanded by much. So bowlers generally struggle. But what happens is the pitch here has helped the bowlers. The pitch here has always had something in it for the seam bowlers as well as the spinners, and that's why unless you connect well, you might not be able to clear the fielders and clear the boundary.
And now to the question that I've asked you before the last 3 games. Should India make any changes? And the reason I asked this time is not because for the sake of experimenting, because this will actually be completely different conditions. Up until now, they were playing in Australia. Hamilton, they said, is the flattest track that you'll see in New Zealand. Now you'll actually get a taste of New Zealand conditions. Then is there a case for playing an extra seam bowling all-rounder?
Not really. I don't think they will. I don't think they will make too many changes. I don't think it makes
one or two. You doubt?
I don't think so. Dhoni has gone on record saying that he will not make any changes unless there's an injury or somebody needs to be really rested because he's so tired. I don't think that has happened because of the gap between the matches. I don't think there'll be too many changes. I don't think he wants to upset the rhythm of the team, and so we don't really. I don't think. There will be an issue. Ideally, yes, you would want one or two changes, as I keep saying, so that in case on a knockout match day, somebody falls sick, the guy who's got to replace him, the reserve player, doesn't come cold into a game. He's at least had some cricket under his belt. But quite clearly, this team is not going to do it, and which is fair, which is nothing wrong with that.
Right. MS Dhoni, like you said, has gone on record. He says he wants to continue with that winning momentum and will not give anyone else a chance unless someone in the existing 11 needs rest. Finally, Saibhai, let's talk about the Zimbabwe team. Brendan Taylor, has been a standout performer for them. He's actually very close to becoming the second highest scorer for Zimbabwe in World Cups. Now decides to retire after this game at the age of 29. What do you think prompted that? Many would say that, do you think the way England performed, there's a great chance making the one-day seed. So he's going to play county cricket. After 4 years, he could be eligible to play for England.
Well, that's the big advantage. I'm sure he's got a grandparent or great-great-grandparent who's been born in England, who's been born in England or who's been an Englishman, and so he would qualify for that. But no, I think it is probably a decision taken with totally professionally, because quite clearly there's not much professionally for a player in Zimbabwe. So if he can play in England for 4.5, 5 months of the year, and maybe then thereafter look to get some contracts in the Big Bash leagues and some other leagues, he will be able to play almost right around the year and earn a living. So I think that is really the thinking. But why he has to retire from playing for Zimbabwe, I'm not too sure. Unless, of course, it is, again, as you say, it could be a qualifying situation that he has got at the back of his mind.